And good evening, folks. We're skipping that countdown tonight. I just so excited to get to this show tonight. I just skipped the countdown. We just did the intro. We got Richard Bagsby coming on tonight, and he's running for the Senate up there in Lafayette, Indiana. Got his hands full running against an incumbent guy that's been around for a long, long, long time. And man, I tell you what, these people have been around for a long, long, long time. It's time for them to go. So anyway, we're going to have Richard come on here in a minute and talk about some things. But before we get started, hey, I just want to, get the show started here about, people being nicer to each other. It's like we have a local gossip columnist queen here in Marion County that thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, and he can write all these hit pieces on people and not ever write the other side of the story. Well, tonight we're going to tell the other side of the story. Sometimes people aren't perfect, and in this club that in our state, and it's it's a super majority club, and I will say a lot of times it's a club and we ain't in it. It's a famous George Carlin line, and he's been gone for a while. He passed away several years back, but it still rings true. It's a club and we ain't in it. If they like you, they love you. If they don't like you, they're going to discourage and destroy you. Rinse and repeat. And our friend Richard coming on tonight, and he will be. Here we go. Here's this one. Is this right? Yeah, this is right. Here we have Richard is our speaker. He's one of our speakers at this event next Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. Go online, sign up. I think we have over 50 signed up so far. So you can sign up for this. If you're a veteran, I think you get eat free. So just, call that little number right there and come on down and see us. We're going to have a good time talking about some politics and some different things. You'll get a mix and mingle with some other fellow Freedom Hoosier Caucus people. So that'll be fun. But I think that our country being divided and, this shutdown and who's blaming who and who's doing that. I don't see a whole lot of solutions on things. So I would like to see some people get in office that actually could have some solutions. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Richard on here. Let's see if we can do this. There, my friend. How are you, Richard?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, John? Thanks for having me on again.
Good. I know our Richard got this. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, must have a little delay possibly.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
There's a delay going on here, and I don't know if you're on your phone. Sometimes there is a delay that can be a little tedious here. So
No, I'm on my laptop.
Okay, maybe your internet. You're up there in Lafayette, out in the country, probably, when you got two strings and a can that are your.
Well, yeah, I got full bars too, though.
Okay, that's good. So anyway, I wanted to get you on tonight, to talk about things and to see how your campaign's going. I know that I went to your, I guess it was your announcement campaign where you had a gun raffle, which I didn't win, which I didn't care. I just wanted to donate to your campaign. I really don't need any guns. So, but wanted to get you on here and talk about these things. And, what prompted me was our friend, the gossip columnist here in Marion County, decided to write an unflattering article about you and try to expose you and tell people how awful of a person you are. And I thought, well, you know what? We could come on here and we could talk about how good a guy you are, because I've not had any bad experiences with you.
Did I lose you?
No, this delay is, I'll tell you what, Richard, why don't you go out?
Am I delayed again?
Yeah, why don't you go out and come back in, and let's see if we can't get you connected. I'll go ahead and bring the panel on here, and we'll see, because this delay is not going to work. So that's what's fun about podcasting. So let's go ahead and bring on Lucy. I think I see Tiffany. Tiffany's all blurred away. You know, our brown conservative friend is
New York City is in.
Oh, is it? It's 9. So what do we have? Lucy, what do we have?
We have 60.1% for Muslim socialist. We have 33.9% for I killed a whole bunch of seniors and locked them away in nursing homes in their homes, Cuomo. And Curtis Lewa, who would have been my choice if I was there, just because of the work that he's done over the years, has 5.2%.
Wow, I thought he would have got a little more than that. So now we have.
Oh, my husband says I left out that Curtis Lewa is I beat people up on the subway. So that's only 5% popular in New York City.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get Richard back on here. Richard.
Is that better?
Yeah. Can you hear us better and quicker?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it's just the internet is just not what is smart. Hey, hold on a second. We got something going wrong here. We can't be having that. That is Tiffany's going to quit the show if I put her on the left. That'll be terrible. That's just like.
I love that Lucy just keeps the peace, in between us. It's nice.
Well, she just told us
No,
about
I'm the instigator. I'm the instigator in the middle.
I want anyone done
liberal,
violently enforcing my opinions on my neighbors. Okay.
It looks like liberal white women are the one who are putting in the Muslim socialist. I really hope they enjoy that Sharia law there.
Well, we are entering the experimental program, part of our program, and we'll see how this works because, and I do have a clip. I have a clip from Milton Friedman, and I think I want to play it. Hold on a second. I gotta get it going up here. Screen share. Let's see here. Let's go with this.
Welcome back to the show, Richard, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, we're going to play this
Thank you. I
clip.
appreciate it.
We're going to play this clip here real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Let's share it. And you can talk during the clip. Let's see. I'm getting it there.
When you see around the globe the maldistribution of wealth.
Come on.
Ooh, Donahue.
The desperate
Okay.
When you see around the globe the maldistribution of wealth, the desperate plight of millions of people in underdeveloped countries, when you see so few haves and so many have-nots, when you see the greed and the concentration of power within, did you ever have a moment of doubt about capitalism and whether greed's a good idea to run on?
Well, first of all, tell me, is there some society you know that doesn't run on greed? You think Russia doesn't run on greed? You think China doesn't run on greed? What is greed? Of course, none of us are greedy. It's only the other fellow who's greedy. The world runs on individuals pursuing their separate interests. The great achievements of civilization have not come from government bureaus. Einstein didn't construct his theory under order from a bureaucrat.
Look at Donahue. He's so.
Henry Ford didn't revolutionize the automobile industry that way. In the only cases in which the masses have escaped from the kind of grinding poverty you're talking about, the only cases in recorded history are where they have had capitalism and largely free trade. If you want to know where the masses are worst off, it's exactly in the kinds of societies that depart from that. So that the record of history is absolutely crystal clear that there is no alternative way so far discovered of improving the lot of the ordinary people that can hold a candle to the productive activities that are unleashed by a free enterprise system.
But it seems to reward not virtue as much as ability to manipulate the system.
And what does reward virtue? You think a communist commissar rewards virtue? You think a Hitler rewards virtue? You think, excuse me, if you'll pardon me, do you think American presidents reward virtue? Do they choose their appointees on the basis of the virtue of the people appointed or on the basis of their political clout? Is it really true that political self-interest is nobler somehow than economic self-interest? You know, I think you're taking a lot of things for granted. And just tell me where in the world you find these angels who are going to organize society for us. Well, I don't even trust you to do that.
So
That's what
that-
AI is supposed to be for, right? Come on.
it's our Angels Incorporated. Is that what AI stands for?
Whoa, man, we need our hats on now. That was some.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's 1979. I miss Phil Donahue. He had some pretty good guests on there. John Wayne, and he had some really good guests, and he was a little corny. Yeah, he was a little corny, but he did ask questions that were relevant to the times, and they weren't all sort of one-sided. So, Brad, I know you talked about 60 Minutes interview.
He was married to Connie Chung, so it's not like he was living paycheck to paycheck. So
no,
and Phil Hartman did a great impression of him on Saturday Night Live. Like, I miss Phil Hartman too. That was just
I need that clip. Okay, so Richard, I wanted to play that. It reminded me of that because of the hit piece that was done on you, and I've had several hit pieces done on me. I don't understand why somebody has to do a hit piece on you. If you want to do that, do both sides of the thing. So we want to talk about the other side of things, and I'm going to go ahead and put your book up here because you wrote a book about it. So just give us a little synopsis of the book that you wrote and what it's about.
yes, Lisa.
So I wrote a book about myself. And it wasn't necessarily just about myself. The purpose behind the book was to put all my mentor sessions into one place, because I mentor so many people. I mentor young people. I mentor older people. I mentor people that are coming out of prison, that have been that was in prison. I mentor drug addicts, alcoholics. I mentor prostitutes, drug dealers. I mean, you name it. At-risk youth. Man, I've mentored youth that gangbang, that are shooters. That have committed real crime, and so I've been doing that for so many years that I wanted to. And when I mentor someone, I usually pull from my well of experience, from my youth all the way to now. And so the book captures the reflections of a 42-year-old who was looking at his 6-year-old last year opening presents and was reflecting on when he was 6 years old and the circumstances that were surrounding his life and the mysteries that were enshrouding his life when it came to his parents, and the fact that his father was a prisoner. His father was in prison. His uncle went to prison. His grandfathers were in prison. And it's a snapshot reflection, but that reflection, when it comes to the book, turned out to be 33 chapters. And it stretches from 6 years old all the way back to that reflection at 42 years old. It also has 23 mentor sessions. So it's not just a biography. This is a comprehensive hybrid biography self-help book that can get someone either back on track who have experienced the same things that I've experienced, and or social workers who are having a hard time reaching that one kid. You know what I'm saying? That one person that just can't get right. Well, they can take this book and literally read it for themselves and glean so much understanding and comprehension when dealing with kids like this or people like that, and figure out a way to turn them around. And so the book also has a comprehensive glossary of terms, because dealing with kids like me, where I come from, we don't know about emotional intelligence. We don't know the importance of that and understanding our mental makeup based on the maladaptive behaviors that we've gone through. At 8 years old, I was abandoned in an abandoned apartment or abandoned building in Gary, Indiana. I was trying to take care of my brother who was 6. So I'm 8 and he's 6. We're inside of an attic. Drug addicts would come into that place at night to shoot up heroin. And so I had to become a thief to steal food from them when they would go to sleep to bring back to my brother. And so I'm talking about that in the book, and I'm talking about these challenges that I faced. At 10 years old, I was used as a drug mule, cocaine drug mule by my stepfather at the time. And so this is what's in the book. And I don't never hide anything about myself because honestly, I help so many people. God has given me such a tremendous testimony and life experience that I survived to tell the story to others who are either going through it, who have gone through it, or who's experiencing that PTSD of having to suffer through those childhood traumas that they've never overcome, from sexual abuse to physical abuse to mental abuse to emotional abuse, the whole gamut. And I've gone through all of it. And so I don't care to tell my story because it helps so many people. And when I see things like this, they call it hit pieces. I've been in the streets almost my whole life. This is nothing to me. To me, they're like children. They remind me of little children at the playground. You know that they don't have nothing better to do but try to
Yeah.
pick, right? And then they pick the wrong person to pick on though, who really just does not care about it, and that's me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm running for Senate, and I wrote 100,000 word biography about my past that deals with everything about me. You want to know about me? Read this book. And another thing is, this book, it has nothing to do with politics. There's nothing about politics in the book. So it's a raw account of a 6-year-old trying to tell you a story of the process that he went through and what transformed him into a proper man or a proper citizen.
Yeah, and
It's
I
an
think that
incredible
that's one
journey.
of the things. That's one of the things that we need more of. We need more people with life experience, not these lifetime politicians that they get caught up at the state house in their own world, and they do not seem. They seem to forget what it's like to be an average person. Uh, and
Or I mean, in trouble in having to rely on SNAP, for instance, that.
Yeah, well, and we're gonna probably get into that as a discussion in a second here, but there's the link. I put the link in the thing. That's for Richard's book. So I encourage you to go grab that up. And then also, he's got a campaign going, and he's on X. What is your X handle, Richard?
Let me find that out for you, Rick.
I know. Well, it's brand new, so I know. I just want to get.
You mean like
more
Twitter, though,
followers.
right? Not.
What's that?
Well, it's
Yeah,
It's
it's
at
just weird when you say he's on X. It just sounds like. Never mind.
sounds bad, right? And
Yeah.
then I just gave you my story, and yeah, it does sound bad.
Yeah.
I guess the cosmetologist of the world, quote, the people that work in salons that, anyway, forget about it. At R. Bagsby, Indiana.
At
R. Bagsby.
At Indiana. Okay, so go to
Yeah,
go to
at R.
go to the
Bagsby.
X, to Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I think it's still Deer Creek and
Indiana.
still the RCA Dome. So, or the Hoosier Dome. Sorry,
Yeah.
5 domes ago. So go there and like that. But one of the things that you're going against one of these guys that have been around forever, and when Milton Friedman talks about angels, I did a little research on this guy. Why didn't our Gotham columnist do a hit piece on him? Because he's got some baggage. I mean, what do you think that's fair, or is this just one-sided? What's up?
Again, John, I come from a place that this is petty to me. It's really irrelevant in such a way that you have to be an idiot not to know that the guy wrote a book. You also have to be an idiot not to at least go to the guy's website, and then you can see that it's on his website too. And that's why I don't know, man.
Yeah,
More so than anything, though, I'm gonna tell you something. It's not so much that you need more people like me in the state house. It's the fact of how I'm coming at this at politics, right? It's different. What I'm doing is different, and I'm not saying it because I'm doing it. What I'm doing as a candidate is I'm showing you transparency right here. And it's been on my website for like over a year. Okay. Um, and so if a candidate is going to show you transparency in the beginning, how much more so would he show as a politician? And
Yep. So
that's what we've been asking for with these
Greg
politicians is
Merriweather.
transparency.
Yeah, Greg
Yep.
Merriweather wants to know, where are you from? I think I heard Gary in there, and then but you live near
Yeah.
Lafayette right now, right?
Yeah, I live in Lafayette. I was born in Gary. We escaped, let's just say that, Gary, when I was young.
That's fair.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I live in Griffith, Richard. I don't know if you remember. Like, I'm from Griffith, so like
He
I lived
escaped
right
too.
No. Like, it was just I was very much more of a local.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Richard, I think the transparency is great, and certainly if you wrote a book about your experiences, you're not hiding from anything. So,
Yeah.
that's
The police is not looking for me. Why would I be hiding? Well, I just think it's weird.
Yeah, but I think the point was to poison voters against you.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
To show them the other side, and that's what happens. I think we've got friends of the show who've seen the system become weaponized against them. Curtis Hill, one of those people. So, so how do you combat that? So there's transparency on your side, and there's what you want to accomplish. What do the voters need to know? Well, first off, who are you running against?
Ron Alting.
Okay, I don't know much about him, but what do the voters
You
need
should look him up.
Okay.
Yeah, look him up. There's stuff there.
How long has he been there? Like 30 something?
27 years. I'll answer your question though. How do I combat that? His story just didn't come out randomly. It was a purpose thing because they're having an issue here in District 22. They're having an issue because they have a candidate that tells all his voters about his life everywhere he goes. I've knocked over nearly 3,000 doors already. I've already dropped another 3,500 doors. Everyone most voters in this district who knows me, they know about this because it's a part of me. It's a part of the candidacy. It's the centerpiece. Did you know that when I created this campaign back in December, I was trying to figure out a way to spread my story. And this is before I wrote the book and everything, before it was published, but to spread the story because I wanted authenticity. I wanted the core of the candidacy to be authenticity. And authenticity, that's where you start to create relationships, deeply rooted relationships, when you are very authentic with who you are and you're comfortable with who you are. And so when I approach the voters, I get them comfortable with me. And the only way to get them comfortable with me is to tell them who I am and what I'm about and where I come from and why I have these beliefs and these core values. And
Okay,
so
I get that. I get that about making voters comfortable, but I would say I'm going to venture to say the average voter in Lafayette probably doesn't know any, if not many, people with backgrounds like yours. So
nope.
to leapfrog, jump forward to your campaign, what are you campaigning on?
Oh, homestead property tax reform, keeping big government and big energy out of residential zones, like we see in the data centers within the solar fields and the wind farms. So I've already went down and testified in front of Congress over these situations, especially bills that have preemptive language inside of them that allows the state to usurp the power of the local government. I'm a big advocate of local government. And then also increasing the budget for public safety. So those are the three pillars that I run on, actively run on.
How does your past how does your past shape your campaign?
Like I said, it gives my campaign authenticity, something different, something that they've never seen before. The voters love me out here. The reason why they put the hit piece out is because of how much momentum we have. That's why they did it. We have so much momentum right now. When we go to doors, And I'm not sugarcoating this. I mean, we have nearly 15 to 20 door knockers at all times. And typically when we go to a door, they either know me, know about me, or know that they're not going to vote for the incumbent. Now there are the never Trumpers, and there are Democrats that vote in our primaries. But at the end of the day,
That's
I
not
can't talk too much about strategies that we're using. But he just came out for redistricting. It takes it. It takes all his Democrats away. It takes all his progressive Republicans away. And then guess what? All of a sudden now there's a random hit piece on me. Hey, we're doing great, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I play chess. I'm pretty good at chess too. And how I know that I'm winning in chess is when the opponent starts to make random moves or sporadic moves that really doesn't make sense. And that's what we're seeing on the ground here. And that's what people outside of this district don't realize. They don't realize that this district is nearly 70%. I'll give you real numbers. It's 67% Republican and 37% and some change Democrat. And
Yep.
you're talking heavy conservative and heavy MAGA. Do you know that they don't care about my past? That's what they don't understand. They don't care about any of that stuff.
We
You
should
know,
redraw
no
those
matter
lines to be more even. I'm kidding.
what was that.
I was just messing. Yeah.
Okay, so fast forward to a year from now, you
I hope
win.
that answers your question, Tiffany. I mean, and I'm not a prophet, so I can't tell you whether to win or lose, whatever the case may be. I
Okay,
can just only tell you
I can play prophet.
what we've
here.
experienced.
I can play, reading the tea leaves. So say a year from now you win, and you're probably going to come on our show first and tell us about. No, you're not. But anyway, you win. So I guess this is, you've heard me say it. I said at the start of the show, it's a club and we ain't in it. So how do you plan to get your ideas out there to deal with the folks that are in the establishment? Have you thought that far ahead? I don't want to, I don't want to
Yes.
jinx you, but
No, I have
okay.
so and honestly, John, I am one of those people that if I don't know, I just don't know. And if I'm unsure, I definitely be cautious. So I'm not sure if I can go into deep detail with this, just because of I guess, for lack of a better understanding, uh, the consequences or repercussions of what I'm going to say or what I want to say. But I want to team up with some real liberty-minded folks. Number one, in the Senate, I do have contacts, people that I speak to regularly that's in the Senate, that really want to get some things done. That's number one. And number two is navigating my way through the caucus and through the committees, just like I'm navigating now. I'm campaigning right now to become a senator, but God willing, I win. That doesn't mean I stop campaigning. So if there's a bill that I really want to get through, or a law that I want repealed and I want to work on that, I want to champion that. Well, guess what? I'm gonna campaign. I'm gonna continue campaigning. You know what that looks like? It looks like this. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of any of them or anything like that, right? And you see a lot of cowards out there that are afraid of men that won't. We call it bust a grape in Welch's backyard. They won't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. So, John, if you were a senator and there's an immoral bill, I'm just using it for example, and you're pushing it, you're a senator, you're pushing this immoral bill. Well, guess what? You're going to wake up one day in your district and you're going to find like 30 people that have these weird elephants on their vests knocking all your constituent doors.
Rhino hunters. Okay, I see.
And I'm not in your district, but then you're going to come back and say, hey, man, I seen your guys knocking at my door. And I'm going to say to you, hey, John, what about that bill? You still thinking about passing that bill? So I'm not going to make friends or sing kumbaya. I'm not going to smoke cigars with you or none of that stuff. I'm not going to be combative either. But I'm just saying we're supposed to be getting work done. We're supposed to be um, lobbyists for the taxpayers. We're supposed to be lobbyists for the voters. We're supposed to represent the voters. We're supposed to have an agenda that the voters in the district sent us to facilitate. And if we're not doing that, then we're not doing our jobs. And I can't speak for everybody else. I'm just not going to go join a club.
Yep.
And there's a
So
lot of people that don't like me anyway. So I'm not gonna like put my tap shoes on and start tap dancing for them to get them to like me.
yep.
If
So
that makes sense.
you mentioned in there lobbyists for the taxpayer, but there is lobbyists out there, and a lot of the money that comes in, they don't want to bet. They bet on the incumbent, on the good old boy, the guy that's been there. Have you had any kind of fundraising on that side of things that maybe somebody's thinking, hey, this guy might win. I may want to give him something just so if he does win, he'll at least take my phone call type of thing. Have you experienced any of that, or are we still just pretty much fundraising from Farmer Joe and his wife
Yeah,
and
I'm just fundraising out of the district. Right now, we have fundraisers every week or every month. We have 2 town halls every month as well. But
yeah.
we're
So
we're
yeah, I
we're
just if people don't think if you're fighting in a and I've been in it and everything I've run in it's been 2-1 Democrat over Republican, and and if somebody sees that from they just don't donate to it. Or you can't win, so I'm not donating. So,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
was
yeah. We
fortunate.
used to see that. We used to see that a lot in the beginning, that we just had no chance. And even the guy that you had alluded to or referenced to, that we don't say his name.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Uh, he was on a podcast and saying, who is this Bagsby guy? He doesn't have a chance against Ron Alting. Now all of a sudden they're doing hit pieces on Richard Bagsby.
Yeah,
So
some
Same
I have
people
people.
just
a question. I have a question. So you previously ran for, I have two questions actually. One, have you
Mhm.
spoken to the Roderick Bray and what does he say? And number two, talk about your previous campaign and what you learned from that. Was that the impetus for the book?
No, no. My brother-in-law, who recently passed this year from a car accident, I used to counsel him
Sorry, man.
before his death. And he used to, at the end of our council sessions, he used to always urge me to write the book. Write the book. You gotta write the book. You gotta write the book. And he's in the book. He's actually one of the people who I recognize getting me to write the book. As far as Bray goes, I called him. He didn't answer. Left a voicemail. I think I texted him. He said he'd call me back. I left a voicemail saying, "Hey, I'm Richard Bagsby. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm running. Of course, I'm running against Alting, and you know, there could be a reality where I win. So I'd like to just reach out now. That way, it's not weird when I get in there, and then I have to introduce myself that way." And so I did get a text message back. He said he would call me, um, or he would reach out in a couple of days. He never did. I think he's probably busy. It's been a couple months ago. All good. Definitely understand. It is what it is. As far as the last race that I ran in District 41, we prepared 4.5 months prior to the election. Didn't know what we were doing. About 7 of us. We raised 19,000. The front runner raised 450,000. We knocked on 6,500 doors out of 7,500. Front runner beat us by 100 votes. So we learned a whole lot. We learned that we had to raise an army. We also learned that we had to raise a little bit more money, and we did. Um, Significant. We raised a significant amount of money this time, and it wasn't the millionaire donors and that, but also at the time the establishment, they wouldn't give me access to the I-360, and so I ended up creating my own version of the I-360, which is a lot better, and it's a lot more accurate as far as the voters go, and we can see voters in real time, and we also have access to over 10 years of surveys that they've taken, 86 to be exact.
So
Voted.
here's a question. So I know that being a conservative of color, sometimes that's a leap for people because we don't look
Yeah.
like them, different experiences. If in your previous election, if you hit 6,500, and I'm on Ballotopia, if you hit 6,500 doors and a third of those people voted for you, how does that inform you moving forward?
Well, that district was 0.03% black people. So,
Well,
that informs me.
Black Republicans are never going to carry you to victory.
No, but what I'm saying though is me being black had nothing to do with it, just based on the fact that I was up against a mortician who had 6 funeral homes in the district, and I was up against Eric Holcomb's guy who my opponent now even donated to, and Eric Holcomb donated to. I mean, they and as you can see, if you're looking at the numbers, we're very competitive, even though we started 4 months out.
Sure.
This time we started in December, and right now they've already put out about 3 to 4 polls. I mean, heck, we just seen a poll that said if Richard Bagsby is endorsed by Donald Trump, who are you going to vote for? I mean, we're seeing a lot of crazy stuff going on right here in this district. And then the Democrats, they put a Democrat out to challenge whoever wins. So that's new. That doesn't really happen here.
But look at them coming around. Yeah.
I
Democrats
know.
got some fight in them. Yeah. Right.
But see, he's always been a champion for the Democrats. John can tell you about his record.
Yeah, it's like, well, you need to look it up, and like I said, it'd be nice if we had some journalist or and that's what our show tries to do. We try to give you the overview of these things. I'm not much into the hit pieces on the bad side of things. I mean, we like I got my love going behind here from the from Newfields. I was
John.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. In Lafayette, in the District 22, we're not going to see a journalist do that. They don't do stuff like that here. They have to, just like he hired 2 guys out of Indianapolis to door knock for him. They have to outsource this stuff, man. They can't pull somebody from District 22. District 22 is a conservative district. He came from the West Side. So he supported sex education being taught to pre-K through 3rd grade. He supported sex reassignment surgery on minors. We don't do that. We don't believe that way here over on the east side of the river. We're conservatives, and they know that, right?
So,
and they know his record.
Has he had anybody run against him in the past for a primary?
In the general, but never in a primary.
Nobody's ever really challenged him on that side.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much had a smooth sailing. And I know Brad can attest to this about a lot of these guys are just unopposed because it is a 30%, 70% switch. And it's the same here in Indianapolis. You got to be crazy.
The one time I ran, I filed on the last day that you could file because nobody else in my county had, or in my district had. And I just want that.
For the redistricting, I know that people are hairs on fire and all that, but redistricting, and I can see why some of the Republican senators would not be for it, or because it may happen to them, and then they may have a new district, and they don't have, the Ron Altings of this world. They've never really had a challenger. But guess what? If they go into a new district, they're going to be new there. They won't have the same old name recognition. They are going to have to go to work. But
the redistricting, it doesn't necessarily work like that on the local level because it's protected by the Constitution.
It's just right now. But
the congressional maps can change at any time.
Yeah,
it's the local maps that can't change.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. That's the writing's on the wall if they go for this for the next time that it comes around in 30, because it'll come around in 2030. Cool. And the way some of this establishment Republicans are going, I don't think they're going to have a supermajority by 2030, and they may not be drawing the maps. It may be somebody else, another party,
Yeah.
so to speak. And look at Brad smiling up there.
No, but I can see Republicans just blocking it.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, I think they'll have enough votes to like block and be like, no,
it
we
doesn't
shouldn't be
matter. It's
doing
the
this.
majority. It's the majority that gets to draw the map. Like the council,
No,
the
it's like
Democrats here
with
in Marion
the-
County get to draw the maps for the council because they have the super majority in the council.
Republican logic is always tied in with Mitch McConnell. And see, I said Mitch McConnell, and then a dog started barking.
Yeah. And then Mitch thought it was a cat. That's how out of it he is.
No, but like with him, he wanted a Supreme Court justice, and he told Obama no. And then as soon as Ginsburg died, like he put somebody in, even though you know, they were just eking out until the election. I mean, like they all play that same game, so you know, and it all trickles down. That it's like, if they do it, then it's okay for us to do it. It's okay for us to do it.
Yeah, but if you look at this guy, I mean, he changes like the weather. He was against redistricting, and then I came out for it, applying pressure on him to come out. And then 2 days later, now all of a sudden he's a Trump fan. He's always been anti-Trump, but now all of a sudden he is. And that's the problem we have. We have too many of these legislators who just put their finger in the air and see which way the wind's blowing.
Okay, I'm going to
But
push
isn't it
back
funny?
on
Do you think Trump cares? Do you think Trump cares that he just got them, or that somebody's been loyal? Like, I think if they're on his side now, he'll accept it. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. You know,
No,
he's gonna need
I think that just
all the
is
help
a
he
him
can get.
thing. It's not. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that these guys want to stay. He's been in office for 27 years. Now, full disclosure, I had my grandma's brother was in the House of Representatives from 1928 to 1968. I think he was a senator for 4 of those years in there. But, and he was actually one of the guys when they had prohibition ended, the House got the beer and the Senate got the liquor. And I mean, that's just how they split it up back when prohibition was over in the 30s.
We have a House rep.
And my
Clinker
uncle had
down here.
Well, and my uncle was from Monticello, up in your neck of the woods. Slinker. He still got a bill. He was a lawyer right there.
I love Schaefer Lake.
You said Slinker?
Slinker, yeah. Glenn R. Slinker. I want to find his memoirs. He wrote some memoirs in 1975, and I can't find them. I looked at it. It exists, but I can't find the actual book. So if anybody's got one of those, I'll pay good money for it.
Well, I don't know. We have Sheila Clinker out here. She's been in since 1982, and she's still in right now.
1902?
I was born 1982.
Oh, okay. She's been around.
I was born in 82, so she's still a House rep. Yeah, my whole life she's been a House rep.
So do you think that, we have, it seems like a lot of people are waking up to this stuff. It's like, hey, wait a second. These people have been in it forever. I want my damn property taxes lowered. And these people are just pulling the rug out from under me. It's like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. I want property tax things. So anybody coming in, and one of your pillars is property tax reform. So do you think that's got people's attention, or are we just going to keep going with the good old boys? They're just going to keep running until they croak.
We have to have new blood in there in order to get some of these more, I call them more radical changes, just because we're so used to the normality of where we are now. But I think JD Prescott, he's working on a bill for property tax reform to basically put a tax on services.
Is he tweaking that some? I mean, I've seen that bill, and I know that Senator Young had a similar one, a 5.5% tax on services, which I would say that would suck because I'm a mason contractor and I'd be having to do sales tax now. And I really don't, I can barely do the paperwork I have now. I don't want to be doing extra paperwork.
Think about like barbers and cosmetologists.
Oh yeah.
But here's my thing is at least there's a conversation started on. My grandmother, who's in the book, and we lived with her in Gary at one time. He lost her house. She was a retired postal worker. He lost her house due to property taxes. She was on a fixed income, and property assessments kept going up, and she was priced out.
Yeah, that
So,
Sorry to hear that.
we had a lady in Mars Hill here that had to move in, sell her house and move in with her daughter because of the very same thing. And also we have flood insurance here that don't get me started on my poor neighbors that are just getting pooped on, and they just keep voting for the same people. That's what gets me. It's like
yeah, that's
we get the same results from the same people that we vote for. So, but
when you watch like Witty's show and you see the business leaders kind of glad handing with the senators and the congressmen, like what do we expect is going to happen?
And they dearly do not want that broken up. They do not want to lose any of their soldiers. And Ron Alting would be one of their soldiers. He's a guy that's going to go in there and do what they tell him to do. And he's going to jump to this, jump to that, jump to this. So
I hate to start cussing on your show, John, but if the voters are not getting educated on what's going on, I mean, we are done for. Because I can tell you things that's documented. I don't go after. I wouldn't ask someone to do a hit piece on Alting, even though the White House did do a hit piece on him pretty much for like about a week and a half during the redistricting.
Did they stick DC Drano on him? Is that
DC? Yeah, it was DC Drano. It was a lot of them.
Oh, that guy's a douche. God, I hate him.
Hey, listen. All I know is I've seen a lot of stuff on there, and it's so funny because I already have a lot of stuff, and the stuff that they were showing, and that's not something I would have done to personally attack somebody. We don't do that type of stuff. I look at your record, and if I start talking about this guy's record, his record, it's so many people that's like, wow, I didn't know that he supported that. Is he a Democrat? We get people like that. Oh, I thought he was a Democrat because of his record, because they don't know his record, right?
I don't think people pay attention. Let's go to the voter education. Voter education seems to be the biggest problem that we have as far as
we need to call it civic education, though. It's not like just
okay, yeah.
I just feel like it. No, I mean it's from like a standpoint of like calling things what they are, and it has like an evenness term to it. It's not one way or another. It is so we all get along.
Yep. So do you think you're going to have a debate with this guy? Do you think he's going to be willing to do that? I know your game. I know you do it twice on Sunday, but is he going to just hide? A lot of these incumbents. I mean, Andre Carson hid from me. He actually lied and said, "Oh, I'll debate him anytime." And then just no.
It just depends on. It depends on the. It depends on what the polls tell them to do. They're really poll dependent, and if like we've seen them make random moves after like a week and a half, 2 weeks after a poll came out, and so then we kind of put two and two together, like poll must have not been in their favor because they're out there. You know what I'm saying? And so
do you think that was the case?
We can continue.
You think that was the case?
Big time.
Or do you think he just got pressure from somewhere else?
So is he a rhino or is he part of the establishment?
He's neither. He's a liberal. No offense, Brad.
No,
Brad's not a liberal. Okay. Come on.
He's a liberal.
He's up there doing that dammy dance or whatever.
That foreign semi-truck driver that killed that family. He had a driver's license, but he was an illegal.
Did
y'all know that? Mm-hmm. It was I think it was out in, I want to say Florida.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? It was all over the news, and they found out that he was an illegal, but he had a CDL license. You remember that?
What company gave it? Like, I mean, how?
And from California. He got the license from California.
Like trick or treat. They give out the CDLs like trick or treat.
Yeah, so what those legislators in California, what they've done is they passed a bill that would give illegal aliens, they call them
undocumented Americans.
Undocumented.
Foreign-born Americans.
I think they call them undocumented. A driver's privilege card. So it's a driver's license, essentially, right?
But shouldn't that restrict them to like a certain area? within the state, or like contain
That
them
would be
within?
discrimination, Brad.
If they're the only
Well,
state that is allowing this,
he was in
Well,
Florida.
yeah,
That's all I
apparently
know. He was in Florida. It's actually, to your point, Tiffany, it is discrimination against Americans who had to go through the real process, right? But that's neither here nor there. My point, though, is this: he's neither a rhino or an establishment person. He's a liberal. He's the legislator who co-authored an Indiana bill. You can go look it up. It's SB 296. Last session to give illegals a driver's license. I'm just saying. I mean, this is not a made up thing. This
So
is who people have been voting for.
So on the show, maybe I think last week we were talking about redistricting and stuff like that, and they said that in some areas Democrats just run as Republicans. I'd never imagined
Oh yeah,
that.
big time. Oh,
Hmm.
just look at his record. I mean, I'm telling you, if you look at his record and you just take the R away from it and you just look at it as like you don't know he's a Republican, you just look at it.
Yeah, so
And
the
I'm
couldn't
telling
read
you,
English.
that's
Dangerous.
you would think that he would be a liberal. And here's the thing is, I think liberals hijacked the Democratic Party. So don't get me wrong, when I say a liberal, but it's just one of those things that he came from a purple district from West Lafayette. When he was redistricted into the new district, they pushed him east into the eastern part of Tippecanoe and all of Carroll County. Carroll County is MAGA country. They love Trump. It's like all day long. They got figurines, they got flags, MAGA flags. They love Trump. And nothing wrong with that. They're Americans, true. I voted for Trump as well. Y'all can write that up on your hit piece next. Oh, they call me Richard the Redeemed. I'm Richard Bagsby the Redeemed. Ain't that an awesome name? I love that. Anyway, so yeah, so they redistricted this guy who's a liberal into a conservative district, and they're trying to save him right now. I mean,
Ooh,
he's the reason why.
Here's a question. So if he's a liberal in this redistricted district, that probably if it's skewed more conservative, then they probably want him to go anyway. Do you have a sense that somebody else will jump in the primary, another Republican will jump in?
No, because they don't want him to go anywhere.
So do you think
I mean,
if
they're
they did
backing
put
him.
somebody, if they put
The
somebody else in there,
SMCC is backing him.
but if they put somebody else in there, wouldn't that dilute your votes, or are they thinking maybe it'll dilute theirs? Because a lot of times that's
It's
what
going to
they do.
dilute theirs. Oh, it'll dilute
so is
theirs.
it like the voters don't know? So the voters don't know that he's a liberal. They just assume that he's Republican.
Yeah, because yes, R by his name.
Because other people
So
don't care about
typical.
politics. I mean, the average voter doesn't know. They don't know what he's authored. And that's where if there were a local paper that was worth its salt, people would know what he's authoring, what he's voting on, and his voter record would be, this common consumption. But that's what Richard gets to do.
Yeah.
Until they find themselves at a school board meeting wondering why there's pornographic material inside of the public.
Oh no.
Here we go. Brad's gonna get going now.
No.
Okay.
Oh Lord, he's gonna take off his jacket. Here comes
Yeah,
Brad.
Brad's gonna get the cat back on the set here. So we have the race is going to be next year at November.
May 5th,
Well,
oh no, you're
May.
doing the primary
Primary.
May 5th primary. So you got
primary
that
May
race.
5th. Yeah.
And so if you win the primary, then you got a very good chance of winning just because of the thing. And so I think there's going to be quite a few primaries this coming up this spring that are going to be fun to watch. And yours is definitely one that's going to be fun to watch. And here at the Mouthwash Show, I can't speak for the other people here, but I'm cheering for you. I like a story of redemption. I love it. So
hey, every American loves the underdog story. I mean, we've all watched Kentucky.
Yes, and Tiffany's Polly Purebred. Remember that on the underdog?
Yeah,
show?
remember the Titans? Yeah.
Yeah, remember the Titans?
Yeah,
I'd rather listen
we
to
love
the
a good
cartoon.
underdog show.
I want the underdog cartoon. I'm
Can you
here.
imagine?
I'm there. I'm everywhere. Underdog.
Yep. You imagine how many heads will explode if an expunged guy became senator? Can't wait.
Well,
Well,
I mean, come on now. We all know that
hey,
there
Trump's the
are plenty
president,
of
and
people
everybody knows
with
he's a
things in
criminal.
their past.
So,
Oh, I love it. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, every character in the Bible has issues. Every one of them.
well, it's like Milton Friedman says, where are we going to find these angels to run our society? And it is true. I would rather have somebody with life experience, as I said earlier in the show, in the state house that knows what it's like to grind it out.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, they never, you know, the politics back in the day. If you just were the chosen one, they just elevate you just right through the system into the, and you win. But I
Well,
think,
that's why you see a lot of these guys, they don't know what to do when they're faced with real challenges, and they can't figure out solutions because it's a chaotic environment. But when you got a person who thrived in chaos, you know what I'm saying, that has that life experience that can really sift through the noise, right? And when someone is trying to, do that bully thing, you just kind of give them that look like you're like a chihuahua to me. You're like a little.
Well, wait a minute. I've been bitten twice by chihuahuas, but to your point, Richard, it's like you've been through, I know, right? Twice.
getting bit once is
What
one
you've
thing.
been through, are you serious? Are you
What
trying
I'm
to
trying to say,
really, or are you trying to
was
embarrass me?
that supposed
All
to
of this is
hurt?
in my book. It's all
Did
public
you
knowledge. So that's
yeah.
the interesting
did
part.
did you see the comments on that? I thanked him. You know what I'm saying? I thanked him because here's the thing. In December, when I was planning all this, campaign manager, we was all planning everything. I'm like, man, we need to have enough momentum that they become nervous and scared and they do something that kind of blows the story up. And so in the comments, I thanked him. Said, man, I really appreciate what you're doing. I think you're doing a great job. We were wondering how we were going to spread this. And man, you don't even live in the district, but you are greatly benefiting us. I appreciate you.
Did you put a link to the book?
Somebody else did. Somebody else did. But see, that's the person that they're facing. They're not facing like, oh, Micah Beckwood. That's my boy. I like, yeah, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? But they not facing him. They facing somebody completely different. They keep on trying to say he's my boss and he recruited me and all that weird stuff. To me, that's weird stuff, and they're weird too. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're facing somebody that look at my face. That really, I do not care about
It's
any
like
of that stuff.
you're kind of like, it's like you can't hurt my feelings.
Yes,
Not at all. Like,
No,
oh, do
I
you
feel
know what I
good.
went through?
I know that's how
You
I
He
feel.
describe
thought,
them, yeah,
Like
as like kids at the school
my
fair
dad
after
doesn't
lunch
like
table.
me. You can't hurt my feelings. My
well,
dad,
how many
what
times
are you gonna say?
how many times I've been shot at and how many fights I've been in and real threats to my life.
How many
You know
Did
times
you
what
ever
I'm
get
saying?
shot? Have you ever been shot?
Thank God I did not get shot,
But
John.
the bullets whizzed
No,
by you, huh? I mean,
that's right. Many times, and that's not me bragging. I'm just trying to give you a perspective that they're gonna
the
have to come
environment.
better than that. They're gonna have to do better than that if they're trying to get me to action. Type of,
That's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying? Emotional uh temper tantrum. They're going through the temper tantrum. I mean, the guy said, listen, he said, you got Richard Bagsby, the Redeemed. I love that name, man. Thank you. Can't, man. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking when you put your name on the ballot, you can put whatever middle name you want. You don't have to use your middle name. You can
Yeah, you
so
can
I'm
put
thinking
those
about
little
putting
quotes.
Richard the Redeemed Bagsby. I'm telling you,
We need to talk to
I love it.
Diego about that one. That doesn't seem right. That's-
It's true. You could put on there Sparky or your little nickname. You could put on
like,
there.
why wouldn't you? Just for like the shit. Like, I mean,
I think
like,
you got
yeah.
to do it. I think you need to do it, Richard the
I want to
Redeemer.
see it on a yard sign.
Richard the Redeemed Bagsby. I mean, I swear, he did me a service. I ain't gonna lie.
You
I'm
just
not
got
gonna
all the
lie.
you got all the evangelicals to vote for you right there, just by that right there. And then you need to go
Evangelical.
You know
around
what
and
I'm
set up a
saying?
tent and do like a revival,
Hey,
about property tax revival. So
this is what I got a kick out of. It said you got one side Richard Bagsby the Redeemed, and on the other side you have Micah Beckwith the Righteous, and then somewhere in the middle is Ron Alting. So I'm like, dang, is he redeemed Is he not redeemed and he's not righteous? I mean, what are we trying to say? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Did me a good service though.
I do have a quick question for you here. The untold story of Richard Richmond. So I assume that was your name before, and then how did we get to Bagsby?
So my dad was headed to prison when I was 6. I was gonna live with him, and the book I explained that in the book very well.
Oh, well, we don't want
Well,
we make people buy
I
it.
didn't
Don't tell
know
us.
I didn't know that he was going to prison, but my mom did, so she didn't let me live with him. And so I was supposed to, go to Chicago, live with him. Well, he ended up, we were on a train to Oklahoma, and I didn't see him again for like 9 years after that. And then about the 10th year, him and my mom got back together, and they wanted to do the family thing. And he was like, I'm gonna change their name to Bags, like my brother and I. So that's how we got our names changed from Richmond to Baxby.
That moves you
Okay.
to the
I was
top.
about
Oh,
15.
wait a minute. Not quite the top of the ballot, but very close. Good for you.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
good switch. You
Mhm.
never win with Richmond as your last name. You'll never win the state delegate.
No, but
Bagsby,
I'm
you got a
trying,
chance.
man. That redeemed part though, I think that
That
God
is,
works
that
in
is good,
mysterious
man.
ways.
Yeah.
Hey, God works in mysterious ways. I'm taking that. I hope he didn't copyright that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? That really that's that that's the part that really irritates my soul is that you have people in this world that will yip 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 yappity like a little pet dog, like a
Chihuahua.
little yeah, right? But the moment you act like you're gonna say something about them, they want to sue you. It's cowardly, man.
Don't I know it?
You know, and I have no respect for those kind of people. And they can figure out what my phone number is and give me a call. We can sit down and have coffee. We can do all that type of stuff. But if you're not willing to do that and you wanna say all this stuff that you will not say in real life, right? And then if I say something in response that you don't like, you're the coward that will try to sue me, you know? And that's what irritates my soul is because they have no grit, they have no backbone. And I'm not just talking about little buddy. I'm just saying anybody for that matter that's like that
Our
throws
little
rocks
buddy.
in glass houses. You know what I'm saying? And like, because they got the right one, John. I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm just speaking my mind. Like, it's real cowardly to see that you have so many people in this world on these computers and on the social media that will sit there and cast stones at people. Then the moment you cast a small little pebble, right, and it doesn't even really hit them, but they're in their feelings and oh, he hurt my feelings. I gotta
Yeah,
go
it's
talk
like
to
we
my
call it
counselor now.
thin-skinned. Thin-skinned,
Yeah, I
They're
gotta go.
and they
snowflakes. It's weird.
love to gossip. Love to
Yeah,
put the gossip
yeah.
out
Like
there.
I gotta go. I gotta go pop my antidepressant pills now and go talk to my counselor about not killing myself because he kind of said something about me, and now I'm gonna go sue him. Come
Well,
on,
that's the
man.
thing about social media, which I like to call anti-social media. It's brought the worst out in a lot of people because you can type the things and just send it out there, and people get mad. I mean, the Charlie Kirk thing was, is an example of that. People that are
Like,
up,
do you mean the
that were.
teachers getting doxxed about the T-shirts that they were wearing?
You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. That's a poor choice, regardless if they wore them last year. It's just a poor choice of.
Like,
Tiffany, I have goats, by the way, so I
You
don't
have
have goat dogs.
goats?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
they
I
can't.
got goats.
You can't call dibs on like a whole thing. This is like when Christians call dibs on like everyone sitting on one side of the table is, an
Hey,
impression
wait,
of the
wait.
Last
The
Supper.
LGBTs claim the rainbow.
Well, like,
I'm
so
just saying.
refuse it.
But
So
it's
say,
okay for them to claim the rainbow, which I have no problem with it. I mean, I got a little rainbow action going back there now, but
doesn't religion have more of a claim to it because of like Noah and the flood, right? Like,
You go, Brad.
I'm just
Genesis
saying. Wait a second. Did we
Look
switch
at
bodies
Brad.
all of a sudden here?
Genesis.
all I'm saying is
Right.
that like a thing can mean two things, right? Like it's not.
Hey, did you know that the swastika back 1,000 years ago was an
I don't know
Indian.
where we're going, John.
It was a symbol of Indian for love.
Hey,
The
John,
swastika was
John,
that.
John.
I'm
Feel
just
a
saying.
news
You can
article
look it up. You can
being
Google it.
created
I'll
right
pull it
now.
up right now.
You just
Listen, I
can't
feel
put
a
your,
news.
just can't put it on a t-shirt, John.
Yeah. Well, or
I feel,
what
I
was
feel
that?
a news
the guy
article.
Do you see the guy that dressed up as Hitler for Halloween in like Iowa?
And they kicked him out of the bar.
Yeah, well, yeah, and like people are like writing into his business and stuff, and he's
Yeah,
sticking
because he
with.
didn't kick him out fast enough. He kicked
No,
him
I
out,
mean,
but he
like,
didn't kick him out
no,
fast enough.
the guy who dressed up as Hitler, he had a business or has a business.
How do you spell swastika? I gotta Google it. I don't even know how to spell it. SW.
SWASTIKA. Guessing.
How do you know
We're
how to
gonna be.
spell that? How do you know? How to
Yeah,
spell
we're gonna
that?
be on front page of the newspaper
Yeah,
tomorrow
all
morning.
of a sudden. Well, yeah, no
Hey,
kidding.
listen,
You know,
I
this
hear,
is
I hear the keyboard.
okay. So this is. Oh, I got to put this up here. The SWAT 10,000 years
God.
ago,
Man.
Aruja dating back over 10,000 years comes to swastika, meaning good fortune, well-being. So you know, Hitler hijacked it. Just I'm just saying.
Yeah, he also hijacked the little mustache. Every
Yes,
time I
that
see
too.
Michael
I mean, you
Jordan,
can't wear that.
I'm
That
like,
who
dude.
could wear? Actually, I'm
Yeah,
glad.
Michael Jordan can't even
And
pull
wide
that off.
thigh. He took wide thigh
Well,
pants
it is.
too. He took wide thigh pants with the little peg leg.
Well,
too.
you know what?
All that.
In the end, he died in a ditch burning by with petrol on
In
it.
Argentina, I thought he lived there.
Interesting story. So one of my veterans groups, we go to nursing homes and we will honor veterans. And we had the opportunity to spend some time with the veteran as he was transitioning on to heaven. And the nursing assistant told us when we were going into the room that he was a World War II veteran and that his group was the first group. They were right outside the door. So they came right into the room after Hitler committed suicide. So that was his, that was the role that he played when he served our country.
He was a witness. I thought he died in a ditch on fire.
No, he killed Ava Braun and then he shot himself.
Well, that's
as the Americans were coming very quickly.
Well, how do we get to this point? How do we get to this? Oh, I know. We were talking about hijacking symbols. That's how it happened.
I thought we were talking about Kash Patel flying to a date with,
last week on the show, one of the things I thought was really interesting. What was his name? Who's the libertarian that was on the show?
Oh,
we had Andrew Horning.
Andrew Horning. One of the things that I thought was really interesting that he said, and it has stayed with me the entire week, is that no matter who or is or was president right now, we would still be redistricting.
Oh, you think so?
If Kamala Harris were
because you said if
president,
Kamala,
we
because
would
we
be
done it
redistricting
organically
right now. And it would probably be a bottom up kind of thing. The state being like, hey, we need to make sure that we get control of the House and the Senate. Well, the House, at the midterms. But that was the thing that I think that any state legislator who is on the fence about it, where would they be if the shoe were on the other foot and the president was a Democrat and we needed to redistrict to keep control of the House? That's the question. Where would you be if the shoe were on the other foot? Would you say
you can't ask questions like that of politicians?
Would you say, you know what, Indiana is one of 50 states in the union. We need to play our part, and we need to make sure that we take control of the Senate, of the House, take control of the House, so that we can prevent this Democrat agenda from going into play. That's the question. If you're not willing to help Trump, would you do it to thwart a Democrat president? And that's the greater question. You will know so much about people when you get that answer.
Yeah, I think the thing about the gerrymandering is, why did they not do this in 20? They basically could have done this in 20 very easily.
Yep.
And I think that they did not want to get accused of gerrymandering. So I think when you to hit your point, Tiffany, now, hey, this is gerrymandering. We're making a stand for the House.
These are the same people that were in office then, though. This isn't.
Pretty much.
No matter how you look at it, it's either offense or defense. Are you with us or are you not?
Yep.
Do you recognize that Indiana is one of 50 states? Are you with us or are you not? To me, that's the question.
So anybody know how
I think Indiana's waiting.
out in
Sorry.
Colorado, I'm out of California. I know they're still, it is still only 6:30 there. But the Prop 50 was the redistricting bill out there. Does anybody who's got a Google going there? I already did swastika. That's my only job I'm doing.
Yeah,
Somebody-
we gave you the hard one.
Yeah, that was easy to find. Except I didn't know how to spell swastika. So other than that, it was really tough. So look it up, Brad, while we're talking here, because I want to see if there's anything coming in on this Prop 50, which is a redistricting bill.
Isn't it nice that they get to vote?
Yeah, I think we should get a vote here. Richard, how do you think that vote would go if we were to put it on our ballot and have a vote on it? I mean, Avon's referendum passed tonight. It was Marion County had nothing on the ballot, no referendums, nothing like that. But Avon School Corporation had a referendum on there. I don't know how much it was for, but it did pass. I think quite easily. So
Well, I think to Tiffany's point, honestly, like I'm an avid chess player. I just want all my pieces on the board when I start playing. So yeah, you either with us or you not. I mean, it's just that simple. In chess, when I get
You
my
don't think that
pawn down
District
all the way
1
down,
is properly blue? Like District 1.
But that's
right
beside
now.
the point. That's see,
No,
Brad,
no,
you're
no,
taking
no, it's not.
you're
I'm
taking
like
you're taking a
that
local
area
look
and-
at it.
and
You got to
you're
look
from
at
that
it.
area too.
So, Brad, my point and what I took away from our show last week was that regardless of who is president right now, there would be redistricting going on. If you have a
You're
Republican
rationalizing it?
president, we are a red state. And so, as one of 50, we have to do our part. So, redistricting
Democracy's
so that
not
we
like
can be.
a zero-sum game, though.
Brad, you're not looking at it at a
It's
national
not like the winning
level.
side gets a
Brad,
dictate.
you know
What
what,
if there were
sweetie?
four
There are
winning
things that
sides?
Democrats just cannot comprehend, and I get that.
there we
about you.
go.
Oh my God!
I get that.
Oh, wait,
that
let
you
me.
Wait a second. She's calling you dumb, Brad, in a nice
I'm
way.
not calling
No.
you dumb,
I
I'm
had
calling
too
you
much
obtuse.
fluoride in my toothpaste. I'm docile.
Perhaps it is, but the thing
Fluoride,
is
Mandrake.
that the thing is, and all I'm saying is that if Kamala Harris were president, this is the exact same thing we would be doing right now, and it's just really.
But it would be working, right?
National play. The thing is that these people who are on the fence about it, they would be getting the same phone call about
But it's not
redistricting.
working
That's
right
my
now, though,
point. That's
right?
my point.
I
Either
think
you're
enough
a
constituents are
Republican
showing up.
and we are all on the same team and we're pulling in the same direction because we understand what we need to be doing, or you're not.
Okay, so I want
Let
everybody
me
to
let me
answer the
add
question.
this though.
Okay, go ahead, Richard.
Let me say this, John. So, are you guys familiar with Randy Niemeyer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Randy.
yeah.
I just met him at the state dinner. Really intelligent guy, and I heard his breakdown on redistricting, and it was scientific. And so, yes, I am of the idea that I want all my pieces on the board, definitely. But on a scientific level, the way Randy breaks it down is that there was a screwed up census back in 2020. And at the end of the day, when you're counting all those illegals and you're allowing those illegals to make up part representation by diluting not the Democrats, but diluting the Republican representation, man, it just all makes sense. So whoever, it doesn't matter who's president, the dilution happens.
Those people can't
Because the
vote.
dilution happened.
Well,
They
I'll give
can't
you
vote. But they can't vote. You're right. They can't vote, but they are included in the number that allows how many seats are in, each state or each district. And
So,
so
to
that's
take
just
that one
unfair.
step
much-
further, to
that's how
take that
many
one
people
step
that-
further, if we had a
that-
Democrat president right now,
That's the
if they
volume
had
of
the House
people.
and if
It's
they had
not-
the Senate, they would be creating a path towards citizenship, voting rights, full benefits toward people who are undocumented Americans. That was why the border was
Wouldn't that be a
open,
great plan?
so that we could change the composition of Americans, so that we could change the balance, and we would have a large population of these new Americans that would be overly sympathetic to the Democrats. And it's kind of what they
Who is
did.
moving these
Okay.
people
Kind of
here,
what
though? Like,
happened when black men were imprisoned, and LBJ said, I'll create a population of Democrats who will be voting for us forever. I am paraphrasing. So
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
they
thank
took
you for
African
paraphrasing.
Americans
You
and
said
made
it
them
well.
dependent on the government so that they would vote Democrat forever. Oh, by the way, let's put an exponent on that. Let's allow illegal people, illegal people to come through the border to become American citizens, and we will fix it so that they too will continue to vote for Democrats because we got them here and we're going to give them benefits. Brad, until you can see the big picture, I sound like a conspiracy theorist. Until you can see the bigger picture and understand what's going on, because we're playing chess. You got the red and the black things on the board. They're
Well,
not.
let me.
Yeah, you guys are looking at it from a federal level.
You don't
and I'm
even have
looking at it from
teams
a
on the
state
board.
level,
You just
which
got
is
the little
the
one.
level that you guys are most of the time for. You guys are most of the time about working as a state, working with other Hoosiers,
But Brad,
things like that.
we're talking
not
about
working with
something
other
different.
Hoosiers.
We're not talking
This is
about
like trying
gas
to.
tax. We're not talking about property
This is
tax.
lying
We're
about what the
talking
makeup
about
of our state is.
representation at a national level. That's what we're talking about. This conversation is not about gas tax.
Okay,
Well,
This is lying
if you
about
go
the
back,
makeup of our state to make sure Republicans get as many votes as possible, so
Not as
Trump
many
can do
votes.
I don't
whatever the
think.
hell he wants.
Well. That's not what I'm saying. What
I'm
I'm
gonna put this
saying
map
is,
up here. Look at this map.
well,
This
what
map.
I'm saying though is like the eastern states that are all Democratic represented, but there's like 47% Republicans in those states. Republicans in those states, just on a federal level, like you said, Brad, they don't have representation,
Correct.
but Indiana can help them have representation by putting another piece on the board. Now, if you go back, and I hate to go to the 3/5 thing, but if you go back to the slave days,
This is manipulating the system. Then this is not democracy. This is manipulating systems. It's
so if you go back to the slave days, they didn't count the slaves as people. Okay, the southern states didn't until it was on the federal level. Now all of a sudden they're people so that they have more representation. It's a similar of what we're seeing here in the country now with the illegals. We're not counting them as American citizens, but we are going to count them in our census and not.
Do you think this is going to increase
segregate
voter
them.
turnout or voter?
Illegal voters or registered voters? So then this is my
I
thing.
thought
I
illegal voters.
go on
Like,
the
how does
record
that
saying
happen?
this is that
Can you walk me through how an illegal person
I
votes?
know there are people here in the country for different reasons. I don't have a problem with illegal people.
How
I
can they vote?
probably know some, but my issue is that we as a country never should have had a porous border. We never should have put people in the situation where they are underemployed, where they're being taken advantage of, where they're being trafficked. And I think that is when the bridge fell in the bridge fell in Baltimore, and they had those undocumented men working on that bridge. That man who got that contract, I believe, because he underbid the labor. And he thought never in a million years is anybody ever going to know that I've got undocumented men working on a government contract in the middle of the night. You know what happened? That bridge got hit and it fell down and those men went missing.
Well, those jobs should have been filled with the kids
when we have undocumented people in the country is they get taken advantage of. And that part is not fair.
All right, let's get back to the map. Let's get back to the map real quick. So I got the map up here, and it shows one is the least amount of Republican, pluses. That's 14 points high. Any way you draw this thing, it's almost 20 points everywhere. But what, to Richard's point about the census. So if you look at District 1 as it is now, there is 100,000 more voters in District 1 than there is in District 7. Now, why is that? Is that because the census counted a bunch of undocumented people here I know they don't say it's a sanctuary city, but they sure don't arrest you for smoking pot or, for the other things too. So, I think that the numbers sort of bear that out, that there is quite a big discrepancy in those people that vote. So how do you answer that, Brad?
I think plenty of people in District 1 smoke pot.
Oh yeah, that's the only way we can get through it down here. It's awful. I thought you were talking about 7, District 7.
I think more people is in 7 that smokes.
Yeah, that's what I
go down there. I stop at a red light and I feel like I can't even concentrate.
No, and you're not going to be arrested.
All the other districts, then, like, are all the other districts within, or is District 1 and District 7?
Didn't Eric Holcomb move a bunch of illegals into Indianapolis?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
But that's like the whole point of the census is like you have to count for like what that city has to take care of. It's not like.
Do you know how schools are funded?
Yeah. Well, I
How
mean,
are schools funded?
by the government, Tiffany.
Look at him go. Wow, that was woo.
Is that a
Schools
a
are funded
marijuana
on
plant
numbers.
right beside your
There's
head?
an amount that's assigned to every student, but when extra
The money
students,
should follow the student, right? Is that
but
what
if more
the
students
argument is?
show up
Definitely.
than are in the number
Definitely.
that they're funded for, you end up having to dilute the money. There are schools here because of an influx of population. They've got to teach in 30, 35 different languages. They've got
That's
kids
Wayne Township. We like 60 different languages or something like that. 57.
Hey, the
so a
police
lot.
department's the same
It
way.
sounds like teachers have a hard time, and we should cut them a break and give them a lot more raises.
Yeah, librarians too. Jack them up. Get them some money. I mean,
I'm just talking about
the
teachers.
the
Teachers.
issue is at the
Teachers and
school level,
paraprofessionals.
if you've got an influx of kids who are not counted in your count, so you're diluting the money among many students. So actually some students
Right.
aren't getting the type and quality of education they deserve.
yeah.
They're
Okay, so
probably
we're,
doing
I'm
the
gonna
same
bring
for
this. I'm bringing this back into the last question because this felt really getting going right now. So, but this is the thing.
Really the
So if
second
we were able to, if we were to put, I'm going to ask each one of you to answer this question. If we were to put it on a ballot, we're going to have a ballot initiative here, which is very hard to do in Indiana. But say we put it on the ballot, do you think that the Indiana voters would vote for redistricting? Tiffany first, Brad second, then Richard, I'll let you bring it up. So Tiffany says yes, Brad.
Well, 1 second. We are a red state, and the average Hoosier lives outside of the donut. The average Hoosier is a hardworking Republican, and I believe that they would understand that redistricting for congressional districts is a national play.
Okay.
I think doing it
not a local
outside
play.
of the
It's
10 years.
understanding how we, as one state, fit into the collective. We are one of 50.
Okay, so Brad, do you think if we put it on the ballot, if it would pass?
I think it would be no, because I think the argument is that Republicans had control of the House and the Senate when they drew the maps last time in 2020. They approved everything. Everything is fine. This is how we've done it for decades. There's not mid-decade redistricting. That's not been done in our state.
So you say no because that's not, we're just people aren't keen for
No,
that. Okay.
but I think most Republicans would go with that tradition of democracy and us being a constitutional republic. Because I swear to God, if I hear that joke,
You sound like Micah.
no, I hate that. That is the worst thing. It's a constitutional republic. Go fuck off. Like, just, it's a democracy. Sorry. I just don't.
I can tell that gets under your skin, Brad. I'll remember that. Okay, I'll
makes me
remember
pretty
that
mad.
when I
It's
get.
usually dropped in like the middle of an argument.
Oh yeah, I'm
that
going to
both
use it.
sides are
on
going
you.
back and it's the equivalent of going like,
Oh, bless
to
your heart.
somebody.
Bless your
Oh.
heart.
Yes. Yeah. A bless
I have a
your
lot
heart.
of aggression.
So yeah,
I have a lot of
Brad
aggression.
I'm a liberal.
Brad-
I'm a liberal.
yeah,
This
he's
is-
liberal with his feelings.
know.
You're all wound up, man.
So Richard, you can break this tie up. So Tiffany says, yeah, the Hoosier to vote for it. Brad says, hell no. What say you?
So Brad, they didn't do it back in 2020 or what? Is it 2020 you said?
Yeah, 2020.
Why
on
didn't
this.
why didn't they
They
do it?
voted on 21, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they do
Because
it.
we had a bum governor at the time, man. We had
Oh.
anyway,
A Republican governor?
that's what you want to call him.
I think
But-
he's. I
That
guess you
is
got
what I
a
wanna
picture of a
call him.
rhino on your shirt there, don't you? That's all I'm saying.
I don't have my hat on.
Yeah.
I don't have my rhino tag hat on. Anyway, so I was looking at a poll and it showed 44% of the people that did the poll were unregistered voters. 13% or 17% were Democrats who were against redistricting, and 39% were Republicans who were for. I don't know how many people they used for the poll, but I believe that, especially in these rural areas, I think they would definitely.
I think
Then
it
you
would
have
too.
a lot of people that are, Trumpians, like they are like trumped out, and then you have conservatives that really look at it as a battle, political warfare going on right now, especially on a social level. social conservatives.
So you look at
and
the
yes,
you look at the plus Republican votes in Indiana. It's about 700,000. So even if half of those people get pissed off, Brad, they're still going to have enough people to vote yes on the redistricting. So,
I mean, because otherwise it's just going to be trans for everybody. You know,
porn in the libraries. I mean, you're going to go
there's going to
wild
be.
up there.
I don't constitutional republic.
Yeah.
Men in the women's bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Man.
I'll be in the women's bathroom peeing and stuff. It's just going to be terrible.
All that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like
Bud
my
Light's going to
rep.
be boycotted again. This is
okay. Well, since we don't have Lucy here tonight, we're not doing a conspiracy. I think we started.
Well, Spiro has a question. He wanted.
Okay, hold on. What's he got here?
I feel like I'm the producer.
Oh, we want to talk. We'll talk. Okay, Spiro, we'll delay the show. How about the shutdown? And how will the new socialist in New York that's running New York gonna, do that? How's that gonna go? So, Brad, let's start with you on the shutdown. I know you have something to add to this democracy.
Oh, I still think it's.
I was gonna say
it's all on Trump. Still, he's got to get the people together to negotiate. I thought he was a deal maker. I'm pretty sure he kind of co-wrote.
He's a peacemaker.
He co-wrote a book about the
art of the deal.
Something, yeah, right. He should be able to knock this out of the park, right?
So, do you think that?
I think it takes like 60 of them, though.
Hold on, a second.
But that's not negotiating. That's just like asking for more votes. Like, is there like a give and take on it or anything, or is it just like
we just need 7 of y'all? We only need 7 of you to vote. That's it. We just literally need 7 of you. Not all of you, just 7.
Well, actually,
I'm not
it's
a
only
part
5
of it.
now.
It's not in my state. It's not in my district.
It isn't. So the language of the Republicans for you is constitutional republic, but the language for you guys is kids are dying.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait a second. I forgot we did.
No, I mean, but Trump was ordered by a judge to pay SNAP.
Oh,
and he's not going to. Like he said, he's not
going to use tariff money.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to do it. He said, "Screw that federal judge."
Dope money. I've been thinking that the whole time.
Well, if they wouldn't blow up those boats, they could sell those motors. Those motors are like expensive on those boats.
They could also sell the drugs. That's
Well,
they
they're
did that back
like
in the
17. So, when do you think they're going to do the shutdown? Okay, one last question, then Spiro, we're going. Don't be asking any more questions in the comments there because it's making the show go for a long time here. And Richard's got stuff to do, I'm sure. So how do you think the shutdown will end by the end of this week? Since the election's over, that's what I've heard. This little rumor that is going on here. We'll go backwards this time. We'll do Richard, then Brad, then Tiffany. Richard, do you think that the thing will end this week?
No, because for some reason the liberal Democrats, they thrive on
like Brad
upheaval and chaos to try to use as leverage to force the president to do what they want him to do.
Brad, what do you have to say about that, you liberal democracy guy?
I'm gonna just go with no because it was supposed to be over after the No Kings rally. I remember that
a bunch of old people showed up.
Oh, I know. Like, I love how many people get mad at protesters for showing up, and it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I think there's
it is a constitutional republic.
It is. Yeah, well, and locusts advance, yet they have no king.
Every time I say, this is a constitutional republic.
No, man, that's
now it's not even funny. I'm gonna have to drink another Bud Light now. So there is a verse in the Bible. There's a proverb that says, "Locusts advanced, yet they have no king." So, there you go. You can.
No, but it was supposed to be over then, and it wasn't because Republicans thought at the time that it was trying to like.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Do something, and then it didn't work, and then now we're here. It's gonna go into January.
Hey Brad, do you seriously think it's Trump's fault though? Like seriously?
I think he doesn't.
Like all democracy aside.
Yeah, I think.
But what about the legislator stuff?
Well, no. I think he is thriving with no guardrails right now. Like who
I think
is
as a
telling him
president,
what
he
to
is
do?
living his best life. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, and it's dangerous because like I really feel like
And how is it his
Democrats-
fault that they're shut down though?
That's what I'm trying to say. Who, like, I guess,
mean,
is there no accountability on the Democrats
no,
side?
no. I think it
Oh.
should come from the top though. Then, and I don't know what
The
we're
executive
doing
branch?
with. Yeah, like Trump should get those people in together. Do you remember Reagan didn't allow air traffic controllers to go on strike for very like I mean he made them get into the
Fired
They're
him.
not on strike.
Well,
but I
they-
mean
yeah.
like this is where it's at. It's like get them together, figure something out other than it's Democrats' fault. Trump said that like that's all he has to go on is that it's the Democrats' fault. Like, well,
I know.
Yeah,
that
but
he-
the
together. I
legislator,
don't
they
know.
have
Well, all they
starting
got to
to
do is get
figure
5
it out.
Democrats to vote for it, and then we can. But the thing is, this thing comes back around on November 21st, I believe. So by the time we get the thing open again, they can do it again. So
Oh, Brad, we just don't want to fund illegals. That's all. We don't want to give
No,
the
and
cake.
I
That's
think
all.
that's a
Did
bit.
anybody
illegals gotta
see
eat too.
the data on SNAP
And
breakdown?
that's like saying
by,
like Democrats don't want health care benefits to go like
John
skyrocket.
and Richard, did y'all see that? Because I know Brad didn't.
42 million people on SNAP.
Yeah, but they did
Yeah.
a breakdown by ethnicity. And it was interesting because I thought when we first started talking about it, I was thinking that it was going to be like a high proportion of like African Americans, but
The whites.
they're like maybe 10%
The
of
poor
the SNAP
whites.
dollars.
I live with the poor whites, and I see it daily on this. And
Seen something where Trump was going to pay 750 million off from the tariffs to fund SNAP.
yeah, but I think
Maybe
now
that
it's
was
just-
fake news.
I think that this federal judge that's making them pay, I think that Trump's got some inside baseball on this, that he knows that when it goes to the appeal, goes to the next level. It's
You
gonna
guys,
be,
you guys don't ask how there's $40 billion for Argentina and things like that.
yeah, but Brad, we have 42 million people on SNAP. It's more than $1 billion to do that, isn't it?
Isn't that? And again, like that's I do like that light is being shed on
Okay, so
that. Like that's an issue.
Veterans too, Robert. A lot of veterans on
Yeah.
SNAP.
the elderly
And
I mean,
children,
it's-
like
And
these are
10%
all
veterans.
vulnerable
Well,
portions of society.
Murdered
So,
children.
you know, and we, I serve homeless and people in need every Sunday. We have a food pantry. We have
Here's a
Thanksgiving
question.
meals. And hold on, Tiffany, let me finish.
Okay.
And we didn't see too much of an influx in people this week. And honestly, here in Indianapolis, you can, if you know where to go, you can get a free meal, all meals. You can get 2, 3, 4 a day in a lot of places. So I don't buy the fact that people are going to be starving. Like I said, I know people are in
again, I don't know what like the articles that I've read so far have been about how the shutdown does not affect Indiana as much as it does like rest of the nation. Like we don't apparently
we
depend
don't rely on the federal stuff as
well
much.
for certain things. Like for when the shutdown happens, we're apparently kind of okay.
So
More
raising
so.
corn. So what areas
And not to say that we're
truly
okay and
are
if anybody's
affected?
not.
Are most affected?
Hmm?
What areas are most affected? I guess like what New York City.
I can't
Well-
recall now. I mean,
Yeah, probably that rely on the federal funding is more that night. We don't. I mean, I could Google that, but
I had to pull a Mike Johnson there and say I don't know.
Mike
I can't
Johnson.
recall. I didn't see
Okay.
that.
Okay, so did everybody get to answer the question? Did you?
I did not get to answer. I
Okay.
think the shutdown is going to go until November. Like I told you before, my niece is a government employee, and I think they told them that initially that it was probably going to last until Thanksgiving. New York City, if you got theater tickets or you're thinking about going to New York to see a play, you need to go before that guy's inaugurated. So
Wait, so we're good on New Year's, right?
yeah, New Year's will probably be good, but after the inauguration, after the new administration takes over, I think it will be an interesting place to visit.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, Richard, we thank you for coming on the show and being a good sport and all
problem.
that. We cleared
Good
up a
luck
few
to
things
you.
tonight. And
Democracy.
hey, when you win next year, make sure
You know what
go for
luck
good.
is? I'm gonna give you guys this for free. Luck is an acronym that stands for labor under correct knowledge. So I appreciate you guys. Oh, go out and buy my book.
Yeah. And hey,
Thanks, Richard.
it's in the link. It's in the chat there, and we put it on the show. So do go buy that book, and then that'll
It's
help
on
you.
Amazon as well. I think you posted that.
That's the link I put on there. I believe that's the link
Oh,
that I
Amazon.
put on there. Yep. So,
Cool.
all right, kids, let's see. I
Thanks.
got to find something here. Find the end of this thing. And Lucy, I apologize. I didn't tell everybody that Lucy had to leave early tonight. So, she didn't just bug out and go to the bathroom like Brad does halfway through the show because he drank too much Bud Light. But
Yeah,
she had to legit. Yeah, you come back. It's okay. And he does the Irish goodbye and all that. So let me find the ending here. Here it is.
Consistent. I'm here, start to stop, beginning to end.
Yep. Well, look at Brad. He's still mad about the constitutional republic.
Democracy.
Hey, maybe I'll get somebody on. We'll get Andrew Horney to come on and do a whole series on how
No,
this is a
I'm telling
I
you,
get it. It's just
I'm telling you, he's
no,
not
we're
my politician.
Oh, gosh.
But the smartest thing he said, and the most insightful thing I think I've ever heard on this show, other than take vitamin D from the doctor, but if the shoe were on the other foot, we would still be redistricting right now.
Yeah, there's a battle going on. There's a battle, and it's nationwide.
That part is mind blowing. No matter what your decision tree is, we would be right here, right now.
Well, and if it doesn't go through now, I imagine 2030 is going to be really interesting, or 2031, if I live that long to see it. So anyway, on that note, there we go. Brad did the Irish goodbye to us before I got the end of the show. Richard, thanks for coming on. Tiffany, thanks for being here tonight. You got Brad, got Brad going. So I like that.
That's my job.
All right. We'll see you next week. We got another fun guest coming on. I don't know who it is, but we'll have him. I'll let you know. All right. See you, everybody. Peace out.
See you.